So expect both drivers to be pushing for victory. Senior Superheat Group 1. This is going to be a really intense race. 18 laps of the course. One half of the grid leaves. The other half leaves after they've gone. Such is the tight nature of the pre-grid. But Garcia and Gale will go to battle on the front row of the starting grid. So the modified short layout of this Bira Kart circuit, very different to the layout we'll have in 2 weeks' time. That's the full Grand Prix layout we're going to have in April. But what it does give us on this modified short layout is a much faster first corner than on the normal Grand Prix layout, which means that if you get slightly sideways through that first corner and even get an inch of your tyre onto the marbles, you could be going on a one-way trip to the barrier, as Darren Formosa found out rather dramatically on Friday. Incredibly, he and the Fireball team were able to get everything back together and get him out there on circuit, and he's got a great chance of doing something special in the Master X30 final later this afternoon. But drivers really have been running the ragged edge of the limit through turn 1, and we should see that again in Senior X30, especially if Toby Gale and the Biralar Asia team have improved their setup to go after the LOR Racing Kart Republic of Aaron Garcia. But what kind of a start is he going to get? Because he'll be on the outside of that front row. But Toby is one of those drivers that can make good use of that. Knows the circuit very well here. But keep an eye out for Jaden Pope as well, the Australian for Top One Motorsport. He's been spending a lot of time here recently as the newest recruit to the Top One Motorsport team. He joined them all the way back in January. They gave him an opportunity to get involved as a driver and a coach, and he took it. Leonardo Mori with a chance, though. He's been one of the real pleasant surprises of 2026, Leonardo Mori. In Malaysia, he was very, very strong, and I was rather hoping that wasn't going to be a flash in the pan, and he was going to have that sort of speed and consistency all season long, and it certainly looks as though that's the case for the Malaysian. Leonardo Mori with a good chance to continue his run, and certainly going from 4th position in Superheat Group 1 is a testament to how strong he's likely to be over the course of the whole season. So Garcia, Gale, Pope, Mori, Yu, Stinmankong, Satyavon, Kamal, Imjit Panya, Shah, Chen and Garrow out of the final turn. It's very well controlled by Garcia, who's slowing the pack right down. So this is going to be a textbook start, exactly the way that the race director Martin Bean will like it. When off we go, no accelerating till the yellow line. That is the perfect X30 start executed by Garcia. And as they run through the first corner, Gale is going to get an opportunity to get alongside him. Garcia trying to shut him down early, does so. So Gale has to wait for his moment. Up into 3rd place, Jaden Pope, hanging on and doing a grand job as the field works its way through. A little bit of a run wide from Gale. That could be a chance for Pope, but he decides to bail out of it as Leonardo Mori slots in 4th position ahead of Yuka Po. So the top 5 are as they started. A little bit of an incident further back as one of the Kart Republics is recovering. But everybody else has made it through without incident, so it's a little bit of a headache for sure at the back of the field from, I think, the 204. So that is Melvin Shane. So Melvin Shane dropping to the back of the field. But everybody else still in good stead. Toby Gale has definitely got his skates on, and he's going after Garcia on the first lap. Into lap 2. Leonardo Mori is going to have pressure into the first corner from Yuka Po, the reigning champion, slices in. And in Hong Kong style, Yuka Po chops across and into 4th position. Lovely run from the Kart Republic driver from the PR1 team. Sadly, the new Explorer chassis doesn't appear to be ready for this part of the 2026 season, so they've gone back to the Kart Republics. But it's certainly a weekend where Yuka Po is building. Mind you, a big slice on the inside. Up to 4th position now comes Rafael Kamal. Great work from Kamal. And after a miserable weekend so far, this is much better for Kamal. Excellent work. He's now in P4, and he seems to have a very decent chassis underneath him. Mori's now P6, but under pressure from Dominic Setiavon. So as they work their way down to the first couple of corners, Yuka Po now has his sights firmly set on getting past Kamal. Here comes the move, as up the inside, it's going to be Dominic Benedict getting the move on the inside line. He gets the run, lovely sweeping pass. And so that is indeed Dominic Braden Benedict Setiavon going through and getting the place on Leonardo Mori. represented his nation, of course, in the FIA Karting Academy Trophy, did Dominic Setiawan. A very, very proud supporter of Indonesia, raced under the FIA Karting Academy Trophy. That is the competition that gave us Charles Leclerc, amongst many other great talents in motorsport over the years. Toby Gale, hustling Aaron Garcia, trying to get his move. Garcia really is going to have to work hard to keep Toby Gale back. Toby Gale has yet to win a race this weekend, but the amount of times he's won races on the Mira circuit in Infinity IAME Series Asia means you can never count him out. And so the Kart Republic driver from Spain is having to keep one eye on the road ahead and the other on the road behind, because Toby Gale is not going to back down from the fight. Through the hairpin, and the teammates, Pope and Kamal, are having a great race in third and fourth. If they can team up, they may be able to catch up to these two. Rafael Kamal is certainly fast. He's the fastest driver on track. 51.029 from Rafael Kamal. Fifth place, Yuka Po, then Setiawan, Shah, Mori, Imjit Panya, and Stiemlenkong. 11th place for Yamchan. She's doing a great job. Panya Yamchan having a great race in 11th in front of Danish Chen and Conrad Garrow. And she continues to make good work of it. She's actually up to 8th place now. Panya Yamchan has worked her way through to P8. She's ahead of Mori, Imjit Panya, and Stiemlenkong. This is a great race from Panya Yamchan. And still making good work of it as she closes up on the 7 drivers in front of her. And now Rafael Kamal fancies a go at Jaden Pope. So is there going to be a little bit of inter-team fighting? Well, there could still be some good battles between Dominic Setiawan and the reigning champion, Yuka Po. Setiawan, the Indonesian, against the man from Hong Kong, who is the reigning Senior X30 Infinity IAME Series Asia champion. Still the battles going on between Garcia and Gale. Also between Pope and Kamal. And then Yu and Setiawan. Is that the move on the inside from Kamal? Did he get the overtaking move? He did. So Rafael Kamal into third place past Jaden Pope. Great work from Rafael Kamal. It's great to see him actually having a great day at the races for a change. Usually he has nothing but bad luck. So Rafael Kamal putting himself into a good position, certainly settling into life as a top 1 motorsport driver. The Kart Republic chassis, something he's quite used to. But the atmosphere within top 1, definitely one of aspiration. And so Rafael Kamal settling into his new home very well. Jaden Pope is P4, 5th is Yu, 6th is Setiawan, 7th place is Kian Shah, and 8th place, and going rapidly faster, is Panya Yamchan. Panya Yamchan is the fastest driver in the field at the moment. There she is in the background. As we watch Kamal, we need to look back and see what's happening with Panya Yamchan, because she's really making an impact here on Kian Shah. So this is the battle for third. Then we've got Yu and Setiawan. But behind them, the 4th pair in the field, it is Panya Yamchan trying to take on the Indian driver Kian Shah. So 3rd and 4th going well. Behind them, we've got Yu and Setiawan. There they are. And look, you could just about make out in the background the pink top 1 motorsport car of Panya Yamchan, really putting on a great show to close up on Kian Shah, and she's going to try and make the bid here. Look back, there she is. So this is Yuka Po and Dominic Setiawan, 5th and 6th. But look behind them, and we'll see the latest Senior X30 female hotshot. There she is, Panya Yamchan, in behind Kian Shah. She has been on an absolute freight train of a race here, and she's going very quickly. I wonder if she put on fresh tyres for this superheat in order to elevate her position, because she's definitely going very quickly indeed here, and this is great experience for Panya Yamchan. She was a junior at round 1, but they realised that she's actually got a better chance of being competitive if she steps up to the senior early. I say early, she is already 14, but they were planning to do the full campaign in junior this year. But it turns out that she's going to be faster in senior than she is in junior. And so with that little bit of extra power and that little bit of height as well for Panya Yamchan, as she puts on the speed and goes after Kian Shah. Great to see Panya Yamchan really put on the hurry up to Kian Shah. We've got 2 fast females in the field in this race. Panya Yamchan currently in P8, and Jenny Bibonnet, who is fighting away with Zachary Boyce and Conrad Garrow. The third lady in the equation, of course, is Didi Tse. She was top 5 in one of the heats yesterday. So the ladies, very quick indeed in Senior X30 out here in Asia. Panya Yamchan looking for a bid to go on the inside of Kian Shah, and that is going to be a superb overtake. Great work from Panya Yamchan. Kian Shah's going to try and shut the door. No, you don't. Panya Yamchan, assertive. Kian Shah tried to turn across on Panya in the hope she would concede. She didn't. She's not going to be pushed around. Great work from the 14-year-old. And she holds on in fine style to P7. Meanwhile, that's Setyevan. Setyevan's got ahead of Yuka Po. Great work from Dominic Setyevan. And so the Indonesian, running in fine style here, gets ahead of the reigning champion. Excellent effort from the man from Jakarta. But Yuka Po is not going to be a man to be trifled with, and the 22-year-old from Hong Kong will certainly want to try and retaliate. But with 9 laps done and 9 to go in the superheat, you do wonder if Yuka Po is going to have any kind of reply. So certainly it's going to be an interesting one for the Kart Republic to try and come back. But look over the shoulder, and Panya Yamchan is going after Yuka Po as well. She's got amazing pace here, and this could be a fantastic run for Panya Yamchan. She only started racing in the Infinity IAME Series Asia Paddock last year, halfway through the season as a junior. And here she is in senior, going after the reigning champion. Can she get through? Panya Yamchan looks over the shoulder. She's already dropped Kian Shah. So now there is a great chance that the 14-year-old from Pattaya can go after the reigning Senior X30 champion. She lined up this move on Kian Shah a lap ago. Can she take on Yuka Po? She's going to go for it. And Panya Yamchan gets past the reigning champion. Fantastic from Panya Yamchan. She is absolutely on fire in Bira. A brilliant race from Panya Yamchan. And the latest member of the Yamchan clan to get up into Senior X30 to join brother Warapong. What a performance. Great run from Panya Yamchan, and I've got a feeling there's a lot more still to come as Panya Yamchan puts on a great show. And we're going to see some really good racing from her if the season continues the way it's set to be. So a very good race at the moment then as Panya Yamchan puts herself into 6th position. She's still got pace, and she's still got plenty of opportunity. She could now take on Dominic Setyevan and go up into 5th position. It's been quite a long time since we've had a woman from Thailand in the top 5 in Infinity IAME Series Asia. Certainly we've seen some big pace over the most recent runs from Didi Tse. Obviously, top 5 yesterday. Isn't it amazing? You wait ages for one fast lady from Thailand in Senior X30, and now we've got 2 of them. Here comes Panya Yamchan. She's going to try and take on Setyevan on the run to the snail shell. Setyevan checks over his shoulder, realizes that she's there. But she's got a signature move. She's already pulled this off a couple of times through the snail shell. And she's setting up the move on Setyevan again in exactly the same corner each time. Let's see if the move comes off. She's going to have to wait another corner or 2, I think. She's certainly going to have to wait another lap. Setyevan is wise to her maneuvers. Garthia still half a second in front of Gale, who I have a feeling is going to save his best for the final later. But Panya Yamchan fancying her chances here on Setyevan. Setyevan is really going to make her work for it, though. But that's exactly what Panya Yamchan is focused in on. 5 laps to go in the Superheat Group 1. Garthia leads from Gale, Kamal, Pope, and then these 2, Setyevan and Yamchan. Is Yamchan going to get the move under the inside for the snail shell? Oh, a little bit of a run wide from Setyevan. That was almost an invitation for Panya, but she's been smart here, and she's decided to wait. Here comes her signature move. If she sets it up right, out through the right-hander, will she be able to go for the move on Setyevan? It's going to need to be a late one. Oh, she had to think against it. And now she'll try again on the exit. Setyevan knows she's there. So down the short stretch, will there be a big lunge into the hairpin? She almost had to think about that. Setyevan just moved the cart slightly further to the inside. That was enough of a deterrent there. Nothing that Panya Yamchan was going to do to make that committed move. So Garcia, Gale, Kamal and Pope. The top four very much stable as they are. This is the closest battle on track as Panya Yamchan is going to try and get into the top five. Didi Tse did it yesterday. Can Panya Yamchan do it today? Out through the hairpin and on the run to this long flowing right-hander past the pits. Oh, a bit of a power slide. I wonder if the tyres are starting to go a little bit now for Panya Yamchan, as that was very nearly four-wheel drifting on that part of the course. But this is still a very, very strong run indeed from the 14-year-old from Pattaya. Panya Yamchan doing a great job. Meanwhile, though, Garcia still holds this half-second advantage over Gale. Still just keeping it nice and measured. It increases to 0.8 of a second over the last couple of laps. That's Jaden Pope going through in P4 behind his teammate Rafael Kamal. And it looks like we're going to have three top one drivers in the top five before too long, because Kamal is third, Pope is fourth, and in her unique pink livery of the top one motorsport livery, Panya Yamchan is threatening to get ahead of Setyevan. Looks like there's a good chance to make it happen. So out through the long flowing right-hander. Is there a chance to get the overtaking moves? Not going to be easy to settle this score, is it? Yamchan really hunting down this move on the apex. But Setyevan is very much her equal at the moment. And still the Indonesian holds station in P5. Biralat versus Kart Republic. Biralat Racing Asia versus Top One Motorsport. It's going to be tight between them as they run in close proximity. A very solid run. And the RL karting star hanging on in front of the top one. This is tricky between the two of them. 2 laps to go. And Panya Yamchan is not going to wait around any longer. She's getting a little bit more ruthless into these apexes, trying to put Setyevan under more pressure. Can she set up the run through the hairpin? The Biralat is good through here, but Yamchan wants to get the move. It is stalemate between these two, both very competitive racers. Setyevan and Yamchan really on the edge. And the Indonesian versus the Thai. Biralat versus the Kart Republic. Great work as Dominic Setyevan checks over his shoulder, and she's still right there, Panya Yamchan. Into the final lap goes Aaron Garcia, ahead of Gale, Kamal and Pope. One more battle between these two then. Final lap begins, and for Garcia, he's extended the gap to just under a second between himself and Toby Gale. And that will put him into the best possible position going into the final. He's not needed to overexert himself. But then I wonder if the Biralat Asia team are keeping something special up their sleeve for the final. They're going to put fresh boots on for that, and then we'll really see what the pace is like. But certainly for the moment, Aaron Garcia never pushing harder than he's had to. And a great run from the Spaniard. There is a reason why he is the IWF champion, the IAME Euro Series champion, the double Winter Cup champion. The boy knows what he's doing. He comes off the final turn, and the checkered flag is his in the first Group Super Heat. Toby Gale second. Great race from Kamal in third, ahead of Jaden Pope, Dominic Setyevan, and Panya Yamchan P6, ahead of the reigning champion Yuka Po, Kian Shah, Aidan Forbes in a fantastic P9. What a comeback from Aidan Forbes from the back of the grid to 9th. He'll be very happy with that. And then 10th place for Zachary Boyce, with Conrad Garrow ahead of Johannathan Mush, Jenny Bibonet, Nadalimjit Panya, and then Leonardo Mori and Danish Chen, who dropped right to the back. Tanafob Wadakut Superchok ahead of Panu Steenman Kong, and then the one retirement from the race, of course, was Melvin Shane.